Hello everybody, welcome to Raincross Farms Makery. I'm going to switch out my microphone and get it plugged in there. And hello, how is everybody today? Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning here. We are coming to you just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. It might be afternoon where you are. We are happy to have you where, whatever time it is. I am getting this set up here so that my bot is activated. And a couple more clicks and I will be right there. Hello everybody. Let's see. I see Liana. Hello. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Anybody else? If you're new, let us know. When you hop on, say hi so we know who we're talking to. This has been a crazy morning. We are crossing our fingers. Hey, Cheryl, welcome. We're crossing our fingers for no technology problems. We already have one in the works right now. Bill's laptop is sounds like it's giving its death rattle, which is not good because he hasn't backed up for a while. So say a little prayer. Say a little prayer that his laptop doesn't die before he gets it backed up. You're on time twice in a row. We are so happy that you are. We'll take you whenever. Hey, Tracy. Okay, Wednesday morning. And if you are watching and you watch people's lives, you know we love it when you do this. If you'll give us a heart on our page, follow our page, if you'll sprinkle this video out to your page, to any craft groups you belong to, or if you have a crafty friend that you think would enjoy what we're going to be doing today, just tag them in the post, share it out. So we would so much appreciate that. Okay, oh, he's trying to, Cheryl. He is trying to before it dies. It's making this loud groaning noise. It just does not sound good. Hello, Crafting with Denise. Hello, Denise. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to set my timer and I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to turn off this bot and I'm going to set my computer aside and we're going to get started. I'm also setting my timer for another reason. I am hoping that we can get at least 25 viewers at some point during our live. And so if we do that, I will have a drawing at the end for some special happy mail. And until we're getting those 25, we're going in faith that we're going to get it, because what are we at, 18 now? That's great for the first few minutes. So every time my timer goes off, I'm going to look and see the very last comment that is showing on my screen is going to get their name on a ticket, and you're going to get entered into the drawing at the end of the live. And I do ask that you be present at the end of the live to win. Okay. I have so much important stuff that I back up to a portable. You know, he knows that. He knows that. He used to teach computer graphics. He knows that. So he's, I'm sure he's feeling pretty bad. I have to be careful what I say. Anyway, true confession. I was trying to decide what to do for a project for my Craft Round the Clock. Welcome to Craft Round the Clock viewers. We are so glad to have you here. And this project just kept coming to my mind, and I kept, you know, do you kind of have stinking thinking for yourself? I just kept thinking, that's a dumb project. That's such a baby project. Nobody's going to be interested in that. People are going to leave the live in droves when you start doing that. But you know what? Then I told myself, well, you saw the project and you were interested. Don't you think other people might be interested? So I thought, okay, I'm going to take a chance. It's a very simple project, but I liked it. I'm going to make some of these. So we are going to make some DIY gift card holders. I don't know about you, but I have older children who live out of state, and sometimes the easiest way to give them a gift is a gift card. So this is a way to kind of wrap it up a little bit. So let me show you. I'm going to get out my little portable trimmer. I'm going to need that, and I'm going to need some, what did I do with it all? I'm going to need some paper. Oh, I put it in here. I've got some odds and ends of scrapbook cardstock. So I've got this with the holly, and I've got some stripes. It's great if you can get two-sided. So I have this. It's not exactly Christmas, but it's kind of Christmassy colors. This is not necessarily a Christmas craft. So this is two-sided cardstock. You don't have to use cardstock either. This is just red. And here's another two-sided. And I'm also just going to do some white because we're gonna kind of decorate it up a little bit. So let me get started. Oh, okay, the first comment, the last comment that I see is from Cheryl. And I am hoping, you know what, since he went upstairs to go see if he can do CPR on his computer, I'm going to pull this up here and make sure my comments are live. Okay, let me switch that. Sorry about this. Technology. Don't you love it? Don't you just love it? Okay, there we are. I'm going to mute. I'm going to start. Okay, so to get in the drawing, you have to be commenting. Okay, so I have Cheryl is our first entrant. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer again. Okay, so this is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. You can make a really nice one with 12 by 12. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim this to 4 1/4. This measurement isn't quite so crucial, but I'm going to trim it to about 4 1/4, 4.5 inches. You can also do this with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. That's where the 4 1/4 came from, half of an 8.5. So here is 4 1/4 wide, 12 inches long. Now I'm going to switch over to, this is called a scoreboard. I don't know if you can see it. It's just a plastic board, and it's got all these little grooves and marker up here so that you can score paper. I'm going to show you how you don't have to use this, but I'm going to show you also how you can. So it comes with a fancy little tool that I have since lost. So I'm just going to use, this is a bone folder. It's something that's not sharp, but it does kind of have an edge on it. I could also use like a credit card, or I got this fancy little tool. Hey, Patty. Hello, Carolyn. Welcome. I also got this little fancy tool. I think it's called an embossing tool from the Dollar Tree. It's got like a round ball on the top. You could use this for a scoring tool also. Again, you don't have to do this. Okay, so there are some measurements that I'm going to go for. So this is 12 inches long. My first scoring is going to be at 1.5 inches. Okay, so you don't want to cut that paper. You just kind of want to bend the fibers a little bit. Okay, my next one, I'm looking at my cheat sheet, is at 4.5 inches. And don't worry, I'll show you my cheat sheet, and you can take a screenshot of it. So 1.5, 4.5, 6 3/4, and 9. Okay. Again, don't worry, I will repeat those numbers. We are at 21 viewers. Okay, so that's what I've got here. Set that aside. Now we're just going to kind of fold this up. Now this is where the bone folder comes in handy. Again, you don't have to use this. You can just use your finger. But this makes a nice crease on it. So I'm going to fold that over, and then I'm going to fold this one up. And it doesn't matter if you don't get it right the first time. You can refold it. And then I'm going to fold that one down, and I'm going to fold that one back up. Okay. And this is what we have. So you open up the flap, and then in here is, that's what it does. So you've kind of made a little witch's hat there. Okay. So this is where we're going to put the gift card. Okay. Before we do that, okay, Cheryl is on the Welcome Wagon team all by herself. Thank you so much. And let's see. The last comment I saw was Patty. Let me get your name. Patty Dijon. Okay. Okay, yep. You got Cheryl's taking care of you all. Okay, and we're getting close to 25 viewers. We were at 21. We went down a little bit. See, I told you, some people, this might not be everybody's craft. Anyway, so here we go. This little point that comes up here, kind of like the little mountaintop, this is where we're going to cut a slit in this so that our gift card can go in. So I need to figure out how wide my gift card is. So I'm just going to take a gift card or a credit card, and I'm going to just put a little mark right on both edges of it. Okay. Then I'm going to take my hole punch, and I'm going to punch a half of a hole. Does that make sense? A half circle right there. Can you see what I did? And just kind of on the other side of that. So that's what I did. I have two little half circles there. Now I'm going to get some scissors, and it's helpful if you have some smaller scissors, or you could also do it with this. I'll do one with that. Okay, and now I'm going to cut from the inside of that circle straight up to the inside of that circle. So it's going to make a slot. See, hopefully you can see this. And cut it as straight as you can. And if it's not completely straight, you can kind of go back and trim it. So now I've got that edge right there. That I'm going to double check. Yep, my card fits right in there. You can see that. Okay, next step. You get paid. Yes, well, maybe. Hey, Candace, welcome. How is everybody? Okay, next step. Get my supplies here. I'm going to use, this is double-sided tape from the Dollar Tree. You can get lots of places, but this is just over about 1/4 of an inch wide. Now I'm going to take, what I'm going to do, so the credit card, the gift card doesn't slip out, I need to tape that right up there. I could also glue it, but I'm just going to use this tape. So I'm going to take, I'm going to find the end, and I'm going to lay that down right there. Sometimes this rips off okay. Yep. Okay. And I actually think I'm going to kind of make it neat, and I'm going to go up the side. And I'm going to go up this side. Okay, so can you see where I've got, it's white on white. You probably can't see. But I've got tape all along there. So let me take the back off. We're going to do a couple of these. So if you felt like I'm going too fast, I'm going to do some others. Okay, so I'm going to take all of that paper tape off, and then I'm going to seal that there. So the outside is sealed, and voila, I have a gift card holder that is ready to decorate up. Okay, so cute, right? Super simple. I know this is why I had trouble deciding to do this craft. I see these people doing these elaborate things and they're so gorgeous, and I'm folding paper, but like I said, I saw it and I was intrigued by it, and so I'm showing it to you. Maybe it's not everybody, but maybe there's just enough people out there that are really interested in this. Okay, so here's our first little gift card holder. Don't worry, we are going to dress it up a bit. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make, sometimes you don't want to give a gift card. Sometimes they want cold, hard cash. So we're going to make one of these the same way, but we're going to make it longer so that it fits money. So it's the same technique, it's just going to be wider. So I could use what was left over here, but I want to use some pretty paper. So I'm going to switch out to this paper. Okay. So I need to make sure it's wide enough for my cash, and cash is just over 6 inches long. So I think I am going to make this, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim off that 4 1/4 so I can also make a gift card holder. And then with what's left over, I will use, which way do I want this? I want it this way. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it off at that 4 1/4, which will make this 7 3/4. So kind of long, it'll work. Okay. Same thing, except, you know what? I'm gonna show you a different way. If you don't have one of these little scoreboards, you don't have to. What you need is a surface that kind of gives. Thank you. I think it's pretty paper too. Thanks, Liana. It's I think this is actually Cricut, from a Cricut pack. But you know, you can get scrapbook paper at Joann's, at Walmart, at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's, online. Sometimes they have it at those like Five Below stores. Okay, so let's say you don't have one of these and you're not interested in getting one of these. Take something like, this is just a foam sheet. So it's kind of firm, but it gives a bit. So I'm going to take those stickers off. So this, or maybe even a piece of felt, and you can do the same thing. You just don't have all the fancy lines. So I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to come here, and I'm going to do, okay, my first measurement is 1 1/2 inches. And I think I'm going to mark these. So I'm going to do 1 1/2 inches, 4 1/2 inches, and again, don't worry about these numbers. If you want to write them down, otherwise I'm going to show you my cheat board, and I'll hold it up and you can take a screenshot of it if you like. Okay, and then 6 3/4. So again, it's the same measurements, and then 9 inches. So I've got just marks right where I'm going to make score lines. And honestly, you don't even have to do score lines. It just kind of makes things a little easier. So let me line this up. And I'm going to take this same tool. This is a bone fold. Actually, I'm going to do it with a credit card to just show you. Sometimes you can make do. So I'm just, again, I'm not trying to cut through the paper. I'm just giving it a score. Can you see that score line? So I didn't use my fancy scoreboard. I'm just using a piece of foam. And my next mark, try to make sure I have it square. That's the only thing, is when you're doing it without a scoreboard, you need to make sure it's square. So I like using these little craft rulers because I can square it up. And we're going to do this the same way as the gift card holder. How am I doing on time? I'm doing good on time. Okay, set that aside. So I've got all of my scores right there. So again, I'm going to decide, do I want the red on the outside? Do I want the pretty paper on the colored paper? Okay, so I'm going to, I could do it with my fingers, or I can use my bone folder to get a nice smooth crease. Okay, and then I'm going to fold that one right there. And then this one comes up. Just like that. And then that one comes over the top. Okay. And flatten that one out just a little bit better. Okay, so here we go. Now I have a money holder. We're going to do that same thing. Remember, I've got that little peak right there. That's where I'm going to hold this again so you can see it. So here's the flap. Here's that 1.5 inch, and then this is 3 inches, and then this is 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and 3. So this is how it gets folded. And you could fold it the other way too. You could have the red on the outside and this on the inside. Now I'm going to measure. What did I do with my money? I lost my money. There it is. I'm going to do the same thing. This one's a little bit bigger than necessary, but that's okay. I'm going to mark the edges so I know that I make the slit wide enough. And I'm going to take my hole punch, and I'm going to punch a half of a hole. It was actually a little more than a half. Right there, a little bit past that mark, and a half of a hole, a little bit past that mark. Okay, now I'm going to cut out from the bottom of this hole to the bottom of this hole. And this one I'm going to do, if you have one of these, I'm going to show you how you can do it on this. So I'm going to line this up where I want that to cut. And then I'm going to drop my blade in there. And so there I have done it with this cutter, or you can do it with a pair of scissors. Either one. Okay, next we want to seal this up so the money doesn't just drop right through. And so I'm going to take my double stick tape. Thank you for sharing, Valerie. Have I missed anything? I think you'd get confused on the folding. Just replay the video, and once you see how it works, then you can just refold it and refold it until it works right. Okay, I didn't set my alarm. Oh my goodness. We're not at 25. I'm going to set it just for a short. I didn't mean to set it for instantly, but we'll take it. Okay, let's see. Whose name do we see? Thanks, honey. Okay, I see Bill Bourbonnais. I see Cheryl, but Cheryl, I already have you in here. So I'm going to go up one to Liana.
Okay.
Did it die? Do we need a funeral?
Where's my Nita?
Do we need a funeral for your computer?
I'm sorry?
Do we need a funeral for your computer?
I don't know yet.
To be determined?
I've got, it's backing up, but it's got 7,000 plus files to back up, so.
But it's backing up.
So far.
Okay, so now I'm taking my double stick tape and just laying it down. If I only, whoops, I just ripped the paper. If I only wanted to put it on the bottom, that would be fine, but I'm going to do just a little extra, and I'm going to put it up the sides. And if you don't like ripping it, you can cut it.
Oh my goodness, I missed a few
Yes,
comments
you
here.
were gone.
Yeah.
Cheryl kind of took over the welcome wagon duties.
That's fine.
She can continue. She can continue if she likes. Okay.
Always good.
So I'm taking off that protection paper.
Cheryl says she's sprinkled.
Okay. Again, you could do this with craft glue, this thin line of craft glue. Okay, and I'm going to just, I've got my tape all along there, all along there, all along there, and I'm going to seal that little pocket shut. And now I've got this. Okay, so the flap, and then here I can take my money, honey, and stick it in there.
Is that for me? Is that my Christmas present? That's all I'm getting.
And here we've got a money holder. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So this is with the fancy paper, and you wouldn't have to do anything else with it. We're going to do a couple of things with it, but that's that. Okay, let's do one more, and I'm going to show you how you don't have to even do the scoring if you don't want to. Okay, you do need to cut it, and let's go back to our 4 1/4. Let's cut a piece 4 1/4. Okay, so here's pretty paper, only one-sided. That's okay. That's all right. We can pretty things up ourselves.
Did you see that Patty said she likes your top?
Oh, thank you. I got out my Christmas tree. I thought I'm doing a Christmas craft. I don't have to wear it out in public yet. Okay, so let's say I don't have a scoring tool. I don't have a bone folder. I don't have any. I don't want to buy one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use a regular old ruler, and I'm going to mark those same measurements to kind of keep me on track. So 1 1/2, 4 1/2, 6 3/4,
Oh, that's ring-a-ding-ding.
and 9. And again, I will show those. Secondhand treasures. All right. Is that Debbie?
Let me
Is that
find
Deb?
out which one it is.
I think it's Deb. Secondhand treasures.
It looks like. And then there's Teresa. Yeah, it is Debbie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secondhand treasures. I believe it's Debbie.
It is right there.
Okay. Okay, so I've got these marked. I'm going to reset my timer. We got to get 25. Gotta get 25. Okay, so I've got these marks. I don't want to score it, so I'm just gonna fold it. So I'm just gonna fold it right on that line, and I'm going to line up my 2 edges. That will keep me straight. I'm not gonna use a bone folder. If I wanted to, I could use a pencil to make that a sharp. Okay. And then I'm going to, you know what? And I don't even have to have these marks. I can just take this, because this middle one is halfway. I'm just going to fold that halfway. Like that. And then I'm going to fold this back over. So did not need to score it. It just kind of makes it a little sharper, a little more professional, but not necessary. And I'm just lining up those marks. And there I have it. This is it's kind of boring white on the outside, but on the inside, ta-da, there's our pretty. Okay, so let's see, let's do.
Valerie asked, where can she find a bone folder?
A bone folder. Any craft store will have them. Joann's, Michael's, Walmart. It's probably over where they have paper crafts, like scrapbooking. And it's not, I guess originally they were made out of bone. But this is just, it's a plastic. It's called a bone folder.
They just make them out of plastic.
And it just kind of gives you a sharp crease. You could use a butter knife if you wanted to, but they're fancy. They're fancy. Okay, so let's finish this one up, and then we're going to decorate some. So same thing. I'm going to do a gift card. So I'm going to mark it there and there. Hole punch. I'm going to put a half of a circle and a half of a circle and a pair of scissors. So I'm going to, I don't know if you can see it, let me flip it this way. So I've got the two circles there. So I'm going to go from the bottom of this circle to the bottom of that circle to just kind of cut out a slot. And honestly, if you just wanted to cut a straight line, that would probably work too. Okay, so let's put the pretty side on the inside and we can decorate the outside. So let me get my tape. Put that along the bottom. Again, you can go up the sides if you want, but you know what? Oh, you know what? I did that backwards. I did the pretty side on the outside. That's okay. That's okay. Okay.
That would be Teresa Adams saying
Teresa,
cute.
Teresa Adams.
And by the way, I just posted a link to the bone folding tool.
You found one? There you go. Okay. Again, you don't have to Amazon it. You can get them at a craft store if you have one handy. If you don't want to leave the house. Okay, so now I have another one.
Shannon says first time watching, and her daughter just bought one of those tools and have not used it yet.
Okay.
To learn something new following you.
Good, thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Which tool? The folding tool or
The bone folder? Okay, so here we go. Another one. So let's start decorating some of these up. First of all, I promised I would do this. 12-inch paper. I'm gonna show. This is my little cheat sheet with the numbers. You can also do this with 11-inch paper. You just won't have the flap. So here's one I made with 11-inch paper, and it doesn't have the flap over the top. It just kind of folds up like a card. You could do it that way, but it works just the same. So I'm going to give you both sets of measurements, and these are the fold lines. So the 12-inch paper will make a flap. The 11-inch paper won't make a flap. Okay, so here, get your cameras, make a screenshot of this. Again, the left-hand column is if you have 12-inch long paper. Hopefully that's centered. So those are the places that you would score or fold. And then if you did 11-inch paper without the flap, those are your folding measurements. Everybody got it? Okay, I can show it. I can show it again later. And if you didn't get it at all, you can just make a comment and I'll send you the information. Okay, let's put together some of these. Let's decorate some of these. Okay, so here's our completely white one. And I'm going to use one of my transfers, and we're going to, here's some that I have that would work really good for this. Okay, this is, oops, that one got stuck. This is our Jingle All the Way minis. Sorry, that one's kind of funky. So there's 12 different designs that you could use on one of these. I also have, this is Be Merry Christmas cards. So this is designed for Christmas cards, making Christmas cards, but look at these little words here on the bottom would be perfect for one of these gift cards. And I also have, and this one I've cut up already, but this is the Happy Holidays cards. So that one's kind of big, that one's kind of big. You could take the center part, Cheers to a New Year, chalk that on there. That one's a little too big. Merry and Bright, Merry Christmas, just this cute little border. Happy Holidays. This would work good on that long one. Happy Holidays, another little border. So let's see. Which one shall we do? Okay, because I'm going to put this on paper and my transfers are sticky, I'm going to wax my paper so that the transfer doesn't pull up the paper. Because you know, if you take a sticker and you put it on, paper, when you pull it up, you're going to pull up some of that paper. We don't want that to happen. So I'm taking my surface wax. I sell it in my shop. If you are interested in any of the transfers, type the word, or transfers any of the supplies, type the word supplies or supply in the comments, and you'll get a link to all of the chalk supplies that I'm starting to use right now. Okay, so this is where I'm going to chalk. I've got that waxed.
Oh, last one.
Okay.
Looks like it is Teresa Adams.
Okay, well, we've already got Teresa in there, so who was...
Patty.
I already have
Teresa
Patty.
Adams, second hand.
Okay, Jill Edward. Hey.
Glad to have you, Jill.
Okay. Okie dokie. So let's do it this way, and let's do let's do From Santa with Love. Okay, maybe this is a Santa gift. So I've got my sticky transfer. I'm going to put a little bit of lint on it. Again, just so that sticky doesn't peel up my paper when I lift it. I'm going to center that here. I'm going to let's use our candy apple red paste. This is chalk in paste form. We're just going to do one color. We're going to put a little bit of paste on our squeegee and just drag that over the screen. These are silk screen transfers. So you are actually silk screening, pushing that paste through a silk screen. Scrape off the excess.
Carol Crowder says, what are you making?
What are we making? We are making gift card holders. Right now we're decorating them. So here we go, From Santa with Love. Pretty cute. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to give this a quick dry. So we made up a bunch of gift card holders. Here's with fancy scrapbook paper. And we can decorate the inside if we want, or we could save that for our own writing. I don't know about you, I am not a big fan of writing in cards. I never know what to say. Okay. And we also made a longer version for if you want to give cash or checks. Does anybody use checks anymore? I do. Not very often though. Okay, let's take one of these. I like these. I like this border. So I'm going to put this border, this one's a little thinner. I'm going to put this border on this flap. So when you pull the flap over, you see this fancy border. Again, I already put some wax on this. And oh, we're at 23. We need 2 more. Everybody hang on. Didn't reset the timer. Okay, we need 25. Okay, so I've got some fuzz on this. I'm going to line that up straight if possible.
So Patty uses checks. Cheryl says she's on a roll if she writes 3 checks in a year.
Yeah, I don't write many, but there are some companies that you can pay online, but they charge you a service charge. It's like, no thanks. You can, if the service charge is more than the cost of a stamp, I'm gonna mail you a check. Okay, so I've got this on just on the flap, and let's do this in our green. This is our forest green. Same thing, chalk paste, put a little bit on our squeegee, and I'm going to just drag it over that screen. You could use multiple colors if you were so inclined. But this is just a fun way to make giving gift cards a little bit fancier.
And a little more personal.
A little more personal. Yeah, sometimes you can get the little thing that they come in, but that's like an advertisement for the store. Okay, you can kind of personalize these. So here I've got a border right there. Pretty cool. I like it. So you can decorate them up with our transfers, or you could use stickers, or you could make sure you use double-sided paper or fancy paper and you don't have to do anything. You know what? I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to add one more thing to kind of make it look cool. Where did I put them? Oh, this is also another idea. Your Christmas cards from the previous year, you can cut little pieces out and glue them down on this. Great way to recycle those Christmas cards that you've hung on to so faithfully. Okay, what did I do? Okay, these are fastener dots. So these are like Velcro dots. This is from the Dollar Tree. They don't always have them, so if you see it, and grab them. But you get like 20 pairs of sticky Velcro dots. So we are going to make it so that we can close this up. So let's take, this is my trick. I put them together. I put both sides together. That's my trick for lining them up. So both sides of the sticky are together. I'm going to position that one there and then stick that down. And ta-da! I've got a Velcro enclosed money holder. Pretty cool. Some other ideas. These things, they're kind of falling apart. These things I got from the Dollar Tree. They're just little wood cutouts. They're on stickers, but they don't stick super well. Okay. Shannon Brink. Is that the name you're seeing?
I believe so. Hang on one second here, but... Yep.
Shannon Brink.
And she's working, so she can't respond.
Okay.
So we're just appreciating that you're here.
And we do ask that you be present at the end, but we're wrapping up in the next couple of minutes. Okay, so there's these little wooden cutouts. This would look really cute. Just stick one of those there. You've got it decorated. So, fun way to make gift card holders out of scrapbook paper, plain white paper. Decorate them up with stencils, transfers, stickers, you name it. Cute, cute, cute. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too simple for you. I hope you thought it was fun. I hope you make some. Okay. You can also take a ribbon and wrap it around it and tie it closed. So anyway, here's our things. I'm going to just do a quick pose. And then I'm going to show you one more time. These are the score lines, the fold lines. And you want it to be about 4 1/4, 4.5 inches wide. And if you're using 12-inch paper, These are the places you will fold it. If you're using 11-inch paper, you won't have the flap, but here's the numbers that you would fold on. If you didn't get it, just send me a comment and I will get you that information. Thank you so much for joining us and this Craft Round the Clock segment, and we hope you'll follow us on Raincross Farms Makery. We don't always do simple, easy crafts. Sometimes we do way over our head fear of fire crafts. So come follow us, and we got to pick a winner.
Pick your winner. Hurry.
Pick a winner. Okay. Shannon Brink. I think you're still there. I think you're working. So hopefully you're still there. I'll get in touch with you and let you know what you won, your Happy Mail. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you later.